Hi, it's me, Justice, not Martin from Please Don't Destroy, okay? We are two different guys. Stoned is an episode of the anthology series ABC After School Special from 1980. It stars Scott Baio of Happy Days fame and sets out to educate its young viewers on the dangers of marijuana usage, which is not inherently a bad thing. Like with anything, using cannabis in excess can be harmful, especially if, like the characters in this special, you're at an age where your brain isn't done developing. That being said, the way they portray the effects of smoking the devil's lettuce here are, in my experience, not entirely accurate. Additionally, after the main character Jack starts smoking, the ways in which it affects his life seem to be far more positive than negative. And because of that, I doubt this special was as effective in scaring kids away from weed as it intended to be. So before we dive into this though, I thought it might be fun if I first ate this inconspicuous piece of gummy candy. That way we can compare its effect on me to its effect on the characters in the film. Now you might be thinking, wait, Justice, didn't you just say that weed can be harmful for people whose brain isn't done developing, something that happens at 25 and you're only 23? Now you see, the funny thing about that is... see you in 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. This is fine. I can record this now. I'm cool. This is cool. I just really hope a future employer doesn't see this video and fire me. So this is, and this is, Stoned. So Scott Baio stars as Jack Mellon, a high school student who's a bit of a square. He's shy and has trouble making friends.
Watch where you going, Melon. Melon head.
Has he tried making commentary videos? I hear that's a good alternate form of validation. In fact, his only friend is his older brother Mike, but even that's a sore subject, because as an all-star swimmer, Mike gets way more attention from their dad.
Hey, Dad, I got 93 on my Spanish test.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, Mike, the back page of the magazine's a recipe for a protein drink. It's got vitamins, minerals, a whole shot.
Where's their mother, you might be asking? Well, she died. From smoking too much weed. No, I'm kidding. She is dead, though. One day in the bathroom, Jack is offered some weed by his stoner classmates Alan and Teddy, but refuses.
Just don't like pot. How do you know what you don't like if you've never tried it? I don't have to eat dirt to know I don't like the taste.
Now, given that they're marijuana users, these are kind of the villains of the special. But if you keep track of everything that they do throughout, you'll find that they're actually the nicest guys ever. You'll see what I mean. After, in Spanish class, their white-ass teacher, Mr. David, notices Teddy and Alan's state and picks on them.
Alan, dígale, buenos días, felicidad.
Buenos dias, felicidad.
His pronunciation was way off, probably because he was so stoned. Puedo garantizar que eso no es cierto. Also, as supposed frequent cannabis users, you'd think at this point they'd be better at pretending they weren't stoned.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
Not that I would know, I've never gone to class stoned. I don't even know why you'd imply that. I didn't attend my history of French cinema class junior year of college stoned. Anyway, Jack develops a crush on the new girl Felicity and asks Mike for some advice on how to talk to her.
Your riddles. Walk up to her and tell her a riddle. I bet she's never had an approach like that before.
You really think that'll work?
You walk right up to her and you tell her a riddle. That's a great way to break the ice.
That's not Mike trying to sabotage Jack talking to her, by the way. That's his genuine advice. As you can imagine, it doesn't go over well.
What do you put on a sick pig? Ointment. That's what you put on a sick pig.
That's more of a joke than a riddle, though, no? I say that as if that's why it didn't work. Like, a real riddle, that would have gotten her. After Mike, who's stressed about an upcoming swim meet, takes it out on Jack, Jack goes for a walk, where Teddy and Alan once again offer him some ganja.
Hey, here, smoke this.
And this time, he accepts.
Take it slow, take it slow.
Man, inviting the shy loner kid to hang out with them and giving him free drugs? What demons these guys are! Teddy even invites Jack to his house the next day to do it more.
Come on in.
And I gotta say, I was fully expecting all the scenes of them actually doing drugs to be off screen in this special, but that's not the case. They're surprisingly long and thorough. Like, if I were somebody who knew nothing about marijuana consumption, I'd know way more about it after watching this special. Which is kind of a weird choice and something that's meant to prevent marijuana usage among teenagers.
I must have passed that tree 100 times. How can I have not seen it?
Seen what?
Old Man Eber.
Where?
He looks just like that tree.
Oh, there are those classic hallucinations, something that marijuana usage definitely causes. Whoa, why is my camera turning into Mike Wazowski right now, dude? So with his new friends and his new vice, Jack starts to have a great time laughing and dancing. And he finds that when stoned, he has a much easier time talking to Felicity, and she's impressed.
Hasta mañana, felicidad. Until tomorrow in the next chapter. Adios. And hi-ho silver.
I don't really know why, but she is. Also, you may have noticed that he stopped wearing his glasses. Does marijuana also cure bad vision? Because that'd be a news to this point, Dexter. Like it's weed, not radioactive spider blood. Also, let's recap every way that weed has affected Jack's life so far. It's given him a group of friends, the confidence to rizz up his crush, and perfect vision. If this special is supposed to discourage me from using weed, which I'm pretty sure it is, it's doing about as good a job as an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives would do of convincing me to go vegan, okay? After noticing Jack has started coming to class high, the Spanish teacher, Mr. Daniel, talks to his class about weed and even admits to using it himself at one point.
When I was 17, my parents decided to split up. And it hit me very hard. And so I smoked, and temporarily my problems just disappeared. I was just running away from my problems because when I came down, my parents were still getting divorced. If every time you have a problem, you just get stoned, if you just avoid your problems instead of facing them, you're never gonna know how to deal with them.
And I don't know if I personally agree with this premise of weed making you ill-equipped to deal with your problems, especially in the context of this teacher's parents splitting up like he describes. Like, is he implying that if he didn't smoke during that, he would have been hyper-focused enough to save his parents' marriage? He could have stopped his dad from boning his Pilates instructor? Also, beyond that, he doesn't really offer any reason as to why he regrets doing it. Like, everything seemed to turn out okay for him. He has a stable teaching job. Later, Jack pisses off Felicity by scaring her with a fake spider.
It's fake! Can't take a joke.
And I don't really know what they were going for here. Is it supposed to be like, see, she may have liked him more when he was stoned to start, but now he's getting so baked all the time, his antics are getting too wacky for her. Stop it, Jack, you're getting too gosh damn wacky. Realizing he's a user of pot, Felicity confronts Jack about always being stoned in front of her.
I'm standing here talking to you. And I don't even know who you are.
What are you getting so mad at?
Because I liked you. Because you were different. I mean, you're really funny. You're witty. That wasn't really you at all. Forget it.
Sorry to make yet another Spider-Man reference, but does she think weed works like the Green Goblin formula, where it causes a completely new personality to emerge and take you over?
You know how much I sacrificed?
Like I take a hit and suddenly I'm all, justice is on sabbatical, honey! The next day, when Jack exhibits the unhinged stoner behavior of eating a bowl of ice cream,
Why don't you eat something healthy? Why don't you have an apple?
Mike asks him if he's stoned.
Jack, I'm asking you a question. Are you stoned?
And Jack doesn't take this accusation well.
Hey, Jack, what's gotten into you?
Whoa! He hit his brother! You know, because he was so stoned that he got violent. The only time I ever get violent while stoned is if there's only one slice of pizza left. Because if you're not sure how to convince the youth not to use weed, just simply lie about what it does. Say it causes hallucinations, makes you violent, basically has the effects of all drugs in one. If we're successful, then they'll never know we lied to them. Or at least the white kids won't. They're the only ones we care about. I'm the government right now. This is the government speaking. The following morning, to make amends, Mike suggests him and Jack go to the lake so he can swim while Jack rows the boat, which is something they did at the beginning of the movie that I didn't mention. And Jack agrees, but not before secretly smoking a joint. Oh no! And because of this, when they're on the lake, tragedy strikes.
Straighten it out. I'm straightening it. What are you doing? What? Hey, Mike.
Oh no! He was so gosh darn stoned, he went and bonked his brother on the head with one of them oars. I hate when that happens. So the only way that this special thought it could possibly portray marijuana negatively affecting Jack's life in any significant way is putting him in this hyper-specific situation where he's rowing the boat while his brother's swimming next to him, a situation that nobody's ever been in. Like, my overall takeaway would be that weed will only improve your life unless you do it before that very specific activity, which is something that I would never do even sober, so I think I'm good, bro. Also, he's able to save his brother from drowning after that. Maybe if he wasn't stoned, he would have been too anxious to pull that off. We don't know. Mike wakes up in the hospital to find he's missed his swim meet.
Do you know how long and how hard I've trained for this meet? Sorry. And it's all over because you were stoned. Get out. Get out!
Oh, I can't believe I missed my swim meet all because you were stoned, Jackie boy! That wacky tobacco of yours, it cost me my future, goddammit! However, Mike, being a good brother, takes the blame for the incident in front of their dad.
It was my fault. Jack saved my life.
The next day at school, Jack, who's wearing his glasses again, heavily implying the weed did cure his vision, is approached by Teddy.
Jack, my man.
You're never gonna believe what happened. I was at the lake with my brother. Like it happened to him too.
I just got some dynamite smoke. Come on. No thanks.
Abandon the friend that's been nothing but nice to you, all because you hit your brother on the head with an oar. Makes sense to me! Jack then approaches Felicity, making it clear he'll never use marijuana again.
My name is Jack. Not Super Jack or Stone Jack. Just plain old Jack.
And they walk off together. But what are the chances that she'll like this Jack as much as the cool, charismatic stoner Jack? I'd say that unlike me, they're not high. So that was stoned. And, I just think there are ways that you can educate the youth about the dangers of underage marijuana usage without lying about its effects or making up incredibly unlikely scenarios where being stoned causes you to knock your brother out. But what do I know? After all, I am stoned, so anyway, that's the video, and whoa, my phone's ringing. I'm getting an actual phone call right now. This is real. Hello? Do I want to go to the lake right now? I don't know. I probably shouldn't. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Baby, you're a stoned man. Baby, you're a stoned man. Baby, you're a stoned man too. And you put all your ganja in a small clear bag. What if they do?